Thanks, Tree, for inviting me to share. And also, good afternoon to you. So I'll be sharing in English. As the intro mentioned, I'm a registered pharmacist, but I retired 2 years ago. So now, basically doing freelancing on short-term projects. So what I'm going to share with you basically is my experience, because I used to work at a retail pharmacy before. So one common question that customer will always ask the pharmacy when they shop for supplement, hey, what's the difference between this brand and that brand? Hey, why this one is more pricier than that one? So as a pharmacy working in retail, it's part of our job to know the product so that we can advise the customer. So how do we know the product? We call the company. We call the company that market or manufacture this product. So like Tree, I do the same. So I went to their website, I look into their product, I ask for paper for the claims that they claim to support. So this is what I find, 3 things, okay, that I'd like to share with you this afternoon. Besides comparing brand and price, okay, I want to talk to you. Slide. So I want to talk to you 3 points of it, very simple point. About absorption technology, Tree claims that all their product have better absorption technology. So what are those technology? I will explain in detail. I will also talk about epigenetics because Tree also claims. And I also will talk a little bit more on epigenetics and what it means and what Tree product claim they can do. And lastly, this hype in GLP. Okay, GLP is a short terminology for glucagon-like peptide. It's a form of protein. So it's the latest trend among healthcare, the latest treatment for type 2 diabetes. I will also share more about it. But before I start the absorption technology, I'd like to share a bit quickly about what are the barriers to absorption. So when you take something, food, drinks, whatever, it goes through your body. So what it does is your body has various barriers. We call them barriers because it prevents certain food, drinks from being absorbed. The first will be the stomach. The stomach environment is acid. So if your product doesn't stand well in acid, it will destroy. Okay, like alkali. Okay. And then after being absorbed in the stomach, it passes through your intestine. So your intestine basically are made of cells, and those cells are made of fat, lipid, we call them. Okay? And human, we are 80% water. So if you eat anything fat, lipid, okay, very hard because water and lipid will mix. So another barrier. So once it's absorbed through your intestine, it goes to your bloodstream. And the bloodstream goes everywhere, the brain, the heart. But it needs to go into your cell. Next slide. This is very important. Absorption is important because if nothing gets absorbed and go into the cell, nothing happens. That product is basically excreted in the urine, stool, okay, it's gone. It doesn't benefit your body because everything happens in the cell. This is the factory. It produces energy, it produces all kinds of hormone. It causes, it is a factory where if you get sick, you most probably find your cell is not healthy. Inflammation, cancer. So absorption, the key takeaway is it has to be absorbed, goes into the cell, then only it will benefit your body and your overall body. Okay. Next one. Now, many laymen knows about this. Vitamins, basically, you can divide into 2 categories: fat soluble and water soluble. So those that is fat soluble, okay, is absorbed together with your food. The food also has some fat, and then it goes in your stream. The water base is absorbed directly into your bloodstream. Second, now the So where they store is, like I said, they store in the liver, they store in your fatty tissue. The water phase is not stored because your blood is circulating, goes to the kidney, goes out in the liver. And then those fat, when it stores in your fat and liver, it slowly be used up or deplete. Those that is excreted a day or few days, it will go. So basically, there are two types. So if you are fat soluble, it's very difficult for your body to absorb. If you are water soluble, easier. What does it mean? Okay, fat soluble needs some form extra method. The manufacturer has to do something to make it absorbable. For example, a classic one, I will take vitamin C. Vitamin C is water soluble. Okay? But the body is very intelligent, it has a limit. Usually, vitamin C standard strength is 500 mg. So the more you take, your body can only absorb up to a certain level. The more you take, it doesn't absorb anymore. The rest is created. So you take vitamin C 1000 mg, only 500 is absorbed. The rest is excreted. So for fat soluble, the manufacturer has to do something. Coat it with fat so that it absorbs. Break it down, smaller pieces, it absorbs. Next slide, please. So absorption determines how much of what you have taken, vitamin or supplement, is absorbed. And why absorption matter? Because it must go into your cell. If it's not absorbed, it doesn't go into your cell. And your cell is where all the action is. Later, I will also tell you the epigenetic, where it happened in your cell. This is where your DNA is, this is where all the chemical process happen. It's not outside the cell, it's inside the cell. Next slide. So tree employ about 11, so now there are 12 technology. All these are proven technology manufacturers use to improve absorption. I will just pick again an example, vitamin C. If you go to any pharmacy, you'll see product with the word in front, liposome vitamin C. So what happens is they coat the vitamin C with a layer of fat so that the vitamin C is absorbed more. But this extra coating is an extra production method. It costs more. And when you coat it, it's not in powder form, it's in liquid form. So a lot of liposome vitamin C are not in powder form, it's in liquid form. And usually has to be stored in a refrigerator. Usually once you open, it will not last more than 1 week. So tree have all this technology. You can Google it, okay, to make their product absorb better. Next slide. They go beyond. They employ a third-party lab to do a study of how much their product is absorbed. So this is a clinical paper. Clinical paper means they send to a lab. They have what you call that method, protocol we call them, and how to do the comparison. They publish it, and this is read. It's meant to be read by healthcare professional, pharmacy doctor. And what it shows, they take a sample. This is the control. They have to control in a reference sample. So what they take is curcumin. Curcumin basically is a big molecule, very hard to absorb. At best, if you just take curcumin powder, only 10% is absorbed. So they base their product against this. So what this is a summary result. So what it shows that is easily above 20%. Revive is an extract. Inside you have turmeric root, which also contains turmeric. It's 30%. So it is not just saying, they have paper to prove that the product is absorbed. Okay. Next slide. Now there is absorption. Now you know why. absorption matter because it needs to go into the cell. Why the cell matter? Today, we have mapped the entire gene of human. So we know much more. So now we know that genes is not just passing down your hereditary trait. It's not just determining female. It's a switch. It's a switch and you can switch it on and you can switch it off. What the switch do is they can switch on a certain process to make certain protein, or they can switch it off. Okay. So this is called epigenetics. The reason I'm showing you this because it's not a simple test. It's not like your blood test. You take your blood, send to the lab, you leave 1 or 2 days in there. This is not. To do epigenetic is tissue culture. They have to take lab-grown specific cell they can grow, and then they subject all these products that you want to test to the cell. And after few weeks, few months, they will see what the cell produces. So this is called epigenetic. Next slide, please. So what happened is these are all documented. They know so much about genes, they can tell you specific genes what they do. So for example, I call it NRF1 is to maintain energy. SAC1 also energy, and the two support energy. Okay. Next slide. So what the three do, again they send to a third party lab. Their product is subjected to epigenetic to see whether the product actually switch on or off. So just now I told you the energy, this one, and this one. So the results show that they can switch on. That means once this product is called Vitalik. Okay. Once you take the absorb, you now know that Vitalik absorb up to I think more than 80%, goes into the cell, and what it does, it switch on the gene for energy production. Okay. Another product, okay, we switch off gene that produce chemical for inflammation. Okay. They have actually done this test and they published it in scientific paper. So now we know supplement that you take, antioxidant, what? Free radical, purify. So what it does in the gene, switch on certain gene, switch on certain gene to produce chemical process that produce protein and regulate your body. Okay. So two things, three, and they have papers to publish, which any pharmacy, any doctors can access, can request. Okay. It's published by Tree themselves, it's also available in the internet. They can download, they can read. Okay. Not a lot of supplement wants to do that. First, they don't need to. Second, costly. And third, okay, sometimes by doing this, they incur extra costs, so their product they also need to increase. Very few. That's why, next slide. That's why 3 products, all 6 products are listed in the US, what we call a manual. This manual is basically 95% drugs. Only 5% are non-drugs. The 3 is inside. So this manual is used by pharmacists, doctors as reference, quick reference. Sometimes they deal with so many drugs, so many things, they cannot remember everything. So they use this so-called Bible. And 3 is listed there. What it means is, this is not paid. No drug company, no supplement. If you want to pay to get in, it doesn't work like that. They have to submit their justification, their claim, and it's reviewed by a panel of specialists in their field. Oncologists, endocrinologists, gynecologists. They review their product clinical paper. After they agree that your papers support their claim, then they allow it to be published. So it's in the 3-6 product in PDR in the US. And for your information, in the healthcare, only 5, we call them reference country, only 5 countries that a lot of healthcare professionals they accept. US, UK, Canada, Japan, Australia. If your product is registered in these 5 reference countries, because their standard of testing and their standard of scrutinizing the clinical data is very high, so they accept that any product registered in these 5 countries, 80% is what they claim. So US, say 3 products is registered in US. So it's already peer reviewed by specialists in US. So that indirectly gives comfort to pharmacists and doctors if you present a 3 product to them and tell them, hey, you see the reference. They look at it, yeah, you see the reference. They won't ask you any further questions. Okay, this is now, you know why absorption is important. It must go into the cell. You now know why it must be in the cell, because that is where the product play their role. That is where all the action is. Lastly, I just want to talk about the GLP. Okay. Why is why have previous to GLP we have traditional drugs for diabetics. It's either drug to reduce your blood sugar or insulin to boost up or regulate your insulin. But again, science has catch up. We know so much about human gene, we know so much about human body. Okay, they have discovered this GLP. It's a natural human protein. The problem is in the body, it lasts only 2 minutes. Okay. Next one. So what does this protein do? First, okay, it works on the brain. It sends signal to the brain that you are full. Okay, stop your, what you call that, food noise, start your craving. It also acts on the stomach to slow the digestion. That means when the stomach is full, signal again sent to the brain saying that stop eating. Okay, they increase insulin in the pancreas, and they also decrease the amount of sugar in the pancreas. This is what they discovered a few years ago. But today, next slide, they discovered that GLP works more than that. It works on the heart, it works on the muscle. That's why you hear one of the GLP, the side effect is actually launched to treat type 2 diabetes. But one of the side effects is lose weight. So those, what they do, they try to find synthetic, they manufacture synthetic GLP that lasts more than 2 minutes. So that's why you have today the GLP drugs. They are all injection form. So far, no tablet, no liquid. Okay, they work longer, but 3, okay, is not synthetic. It's natural. It is extracted from a complex protein from salmon, fish, and from mushroom, compounded together by 3. But they have shown that it acts similar to GLP because the human body has natural GLP. So the hype now is everyone is looking at this because they discovered a drug that not only acts one location, it acts throughout the body. And I think early this month, they won an innovative product in the US called Titan. So it is for any company that innovative product. So they won a product for GLP. Be innovative, the first GLP natural product. I work in a hospital. One of the drugs synthetic Ozempic, the time we sell 1,000 ringgit. The patient come, first dose, second didn't come back because too expensive. Okay. Now I know that you have natural GLP. How many of you know there is also natural insulin, natural female hormone, plant-based? So whenever possible, they do not wish to start you on drugs. They try supplement, try diet, try exercise. Only those don't work, you have no choice, your disease progresses to a stage that you require drug. So here, Tree is a health supplement company. He believes in natural product. He claims his product is absorbed. They have paper to prove that it's absorbed. He has paper to prove that whatever is absorbed, they can do switching on and off, paper itself. Okay. And it's a supplement. I think earlier someone said health, you have to take control. It does not belong in the hand of doctors or healthcare professionals. It belongs in the hospital. So the paradigm has changed. Last time, if you are a patient, you say to see the doctor. Today, because of internet, because of multimedia, and because of advances, okay, and because science already acknowledged they cannot find solution for everything, patients have to take ownership. A lot of therapy today will combine with diet, exercise, lifestyle, and they call it metabolic healthcare. Metabolic means your body, not just your heart or brain. Your body includes muscle, lungs, eyes. You need to take control by control diet, exercise, eating healthy. If that doesn't work, supplement. That doesn't work as a last result, drugs. And that doesn't work. No. For diabetic, for your information, doesn't kill you. It kills you by complication. The complication of diabetic is glaucoma. Your artery behind your retina is leaking protein. Your eye is damaged. Your kidney is damaged. Your nerve is damaged. So what you do, in the end stage, you have kidney failure. In the end, if you get a cut in your foot, it is very difficult to heal. You'll die of course, not because of high sugar. And it takes many years. So that is what I discovered when someone introduced the tree as a pharmacy. What they claim, I asked for evidence. I myself also take it. I am taking immune because I have heart problem, I have bad breath, and gut biome controls those. So I take immune for that. I take Eternal with anti-aging, 62. Okay. Before that, my skin is saggy, got puff eye. Okay. So I need to slow process of anti-aging. And Eternal has resveratrol. You know what resveratrol is? An active ingredient of grape. It's already proven resveratrol is good for the heart. And I take Vitaly for energy. So this is my sharing. If someone were to ask me what is the difference between tree and others, this is what exactly I would